Good afternoon. Today is Monday, March the 10th, 2025. I hope everybody's having a great day. I'm recovering from surgery, but I'm feel like I'm getting better and God is in control and I give him all the praise and glory. I want to pay tribute today to a dear friend who passed away 40 years ago today on March the 10th, 1985. His name was Robert L. Smith. Robert L. Smith was born on April the 14th, 1921. He was the son of Tommy and Matilda Smith. He was reared and educated in Kaufman County, Texas. He was united in holy matrimony to Gertrude Jackson, and to this union, 4 children were born. He served in the United States Army during World War II, and he spent a number of years in the military, but otherwise, most of his life was spent in Kaufman. I was pastor of Macedonia AME Church in Kaufman from 1979 to 1987. And during that pastorate, my family and I made some lifelong friends. And he was a member of Mount Airy Baptist Church in Kaufman, later Illinois Avenue Baptist Church in Dallas. His mother, 2 of his sisters, and other relatives were members of Macedonia AME Church, and he was a regular visitor to Macedonia and was reportedly considering joining, and I regret that his untimely death prevented him from doing so. I don't remember the exact occasion when I met Brother Smith, but I see him in community quite a bit. And there was a very memorable occasion that occurred in which he and I were together. And that occurred on January the 10th, 1981. I was visiting the home of his mother, Matilda, as was he, and there were some other family members there. He was sitting in front of the television set watching a football game. Now, that's not that remarkable in and of itself, but it was a very special football game, and it was the first time I had ever seen it. The East-West Shrine Football Classic, which has become a staple for me down through the years. I just sort of stumbled on it, but it was obviously providential that Brother Smith and I be there at the same time. Brother Smith was a Mason, but not a Shriner. He was a member of Egypt Lodge number 454, Free and Accepted Masons, Prince Hall affiliation. Now, over the years, a number of lodges have dissolved, and a number of them have been consolidated with other lodges. And I don't have a problem with that because it's certainly better to have a few strong ones than a bunch of weak ones. And I had at the time submitted my application for membership in Beehive Lodge number 44 in Kaufman, which I actually became a member of that following April and been a member of another number of lodges since then. It's my understanding that the lodge at Kaufman, the lodge in the Egypt community, and the lodge at Kemp were later consolidated with Elam Grove Lodge in Maybank. And it's interesting that today, Raymond Scott, the nephew of Robert Smith, serves as worshipful master. Raymond and his entire family have been our friends down through the years. At his mother's funeral in 2020, when I made my remarks, I said, Raymond, I commend you for keeping the lodge going. His late father, Marvin Scott, had been worshipful master of Egypt Lodge. Mary Scott was a member of the Heroines of Jericho. And Raymond and his sister Brenda are both keeping the Heroines Court going, and I've assisted them with more than one funeral they've had since I've left Kaufman. But it's good to have all these old friends down through the years. And on that occasion, on January 10th, 1981, I sat with Brother Smith. He was smoking his pipe. I was smoking a pipe at the time, so I joined him. And the host for the East West Shrine Football Classic was former President Gerald Ford, who was the last, he was the last Shriner to serve in the White House. I was going to say the last Mason. There's some questions about that. I saw a notice recently that on his last day in office, President Joe Biden was received as a member of a Prince Hall Lodge in South Carolina. And if so, I welcome Brother Joe to our fraternity. I know there's some problems on the part of the Catholic Church he belongs, but that's not related to this video. But Brother Gerald Ford did a wonderful job of hosting that. He was a member of Saladin Temple in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I started my shrine journey at Waco, at Karam Temple in my hometown of Waco, and later became a member, and still am a member, of Zakat Temple number 164 of the Ancient Egyptian Arabic Order Nobles of the Mystic Shrine in Dallas. I've been a member there since November 14th, 1983. I've held membership in Zakat, continuous membership, longer than any other Masonic organization that I belong to. And I belong to quite a few of them, but in some cases there was breaks in my membership and didn't hold continuous membership. Sometimes I've gotten reinstated, but with Zakat, I've been a member continuously. My wife, Deborah, is a member of Zakat Court number 133 of the Auxiliary to the Ancient Egyptian Arabic Order Nobles of the Mystic Shrine. In December 2023, they gave her a life membership, which I greatly appreciate. But the East West Shrine Football Classic is a staple of college football since 1925, the longest running college all-star game in the country. Its purpose is to raise money and awareness for the Shriners Hospitals for Children. In this game, strong legs run that weak legs might walk. Each year, the teams visit a Shriners Hospital to give players an opportunity to witness firsthand they are part of something that is more than just a game. And in 2015, my wife Deborah and I were able to travel to St. Petersburg, Florida to watch the game in person at Tropicana Field. Our trip included a visit to the Shriners Hospital in Tampa and attendance at the banquet that was held at Tropicana Field the night before the game. Most of the time, though, including this year, we watched it on television. And I'll never forget the first Shrine game I watched, which I thought was so providential to be there to watch President Gerald Ford, also a Shriner and also a pipe smoker, praise the Shriners Hospitals for all they do and providing care for orthopedic and neurological conditions that many children are afflicted with. Well, Brother Smith entered the Celestial Lodge above 40 years ago today, March 10th, 1985. I was honored to host his funeral at Macedonia on March 16th. Participants included Bishop Joel Wren, Reverend Milton Rainbolt, and Reverend Sherman Wilson, all of whom, is my understanding, are deceased now. The eulogy was given by the Reverend A.D. Nickerson, and I don't believe I've had contact with him since then, so I'm not sure about his whether he's still with us or not. But interment was at Ayers Chapel Cemetery in the Egypt community of Kaufman County. Graveside services were conducted by Egypt Lodge number 454. Brother Smith is gone but not forgotten. And by the way, was called Uncle Bubba by his nieces and nephews. 10 years ago, when I was in Ennis, I did a tribute to him in the Ennis Daily News, and copies were delivered to his widow Gertrude, who, as far as I know, is still living in the same house where they lived. But 40 years after his death, the legacy and example of Brother Robert Smith lives on. Miss you, brother. Hope to see you someday in the Celestial Lodge above. God bless everybody on March 10th.